Check this out. This is an awesome little pack you would have picked up in the early 90s, maybe the late 80s, to convert your Atari ST into a full-out MIDI production studio. It's called the STUDIOPAC. It included a copy of Cubase, the MIDI extension, which is on the front of the box, and some manuals. This thing would have been on the shelf at a music store, probably cost you a couple $100 back then. Pretty serious upgrade. The Atari ST is already pretty good for MIDI, but this thing's expansions make it full out capable of running an entire studio full of synthesizers. I think this boxed version is kind of rare. I was lucky enough to get it. It took me a long time to find one, and I hadn't really pulled it out to show anybody, so I figured I would go ahead and cover this. So let's open the thing up here. It's interesting. It's got this like handle on the front. You know, you can carry it out the store. It's got a little bit of wear and tear from the ages, but at least I have a box for it. Open it up here, and inside you'll see your box of Cubase as well as the MIDI expansion. You see, it's got multiple cartridge slots here, so you could put in. You plug this into your Atari ST's cartridge slot, and then you could plug your dongle, the key protection for the game itself, or the program, into one of these slots. You can also put expansion programs for Cubase into these slots. You can run them at the same time. I don't know if you can run a game through these or not. If you had like a game cartridge or something. I've never heard of anybody trying that. I don't really know too many people that have a MIDI setup that also use their ST for games. But I mean, if you look here, it says MIDI in-out expander, time code synchronizer, and key expander. The most important thing here are these four babies. There you go. You can see right there. It's the MIDI outs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then over here, you got your SMPTE in and out, as well as 2 MIDI ins, so you can run 2 different MIDI controllers if you wanted to. Then over here in this box, you got Cubase itself. I'll go ahead and pull this out in case you guys haven't seen a actual boxed copy of Cubase. We've got MROS prominently displayed right on the front, which is the MIDI real-time operating system, which allowed the ST to operate at extremely low latency for its MIDI stuff when you were using Cubase. Got the back of the box here, has some regular demo stuff. Kind of goes over some of the bullet effects that you would see. And the system requirements. It runs on all Atari ST computers with at least 1 meg of RAM. Keep that in mind. I don't have an STE, and you don't need an STE at all. If you guys are trying to build an Atari ST MIDI setup, unless you're, I heard that there might be a synthesizer on the ST itself, like a soft synth. But I mean, if you're using a MIDI setup, you're probably going to be using external synthesizers and samplers like I do anyway. Anyway, we'll pull this off. A little jiggle there. And then we have this nice little, you know, when you bought computer books in the 90s, they came in this format a lot of times, in the 80s too. This probably went back to the 70s. But it's like this heavy-duty box, like a technical library box, and you slide the book out from the side here. And when you do that, you open it up. Now you'll see right here, I got this special note from somebody that I bought this from on eBay. It's cool that they put this in here. I read about this already. This is the Cubase dongle, labeled top. From what I understand, if you were to force this thing into the cartridge slot upside down, it could cause some serious damage to the dongle or possibly the ST itself. There's a slot for it right here in the front of the book. It's a little cracked here. Probably try fixing that later on. And then right here we have our Cubase discs. Now, looking at the way these are labeled, I'm not actually sure if they're originals or not. It really doesn't matter to me because I'll be running my Cubase either off of the hard drive or from a disk emulator. I don't actually even have a functioning disk drive on my Atari ST. We got an additional disk, yeah. I don't know, these, let me know what you guys think. Are these real discs or are these something that somebody made? Like I said, it doesn't really matter to me anyway. But we'll get back in here, and we have the operations manual, which I've actually seen on the internet. It's scanned. It's available on some of the ST Facebook groups, or I believe the Atari ST Musicians Network has a good scan of this. I might do everybody a favor actually and run mine through a feed scanner and make a proper multi-page PDF, because I think the scanned version that I saw wasn't very good. Now, I'm not sure why this says Operation Manual Book 2, and then back here we have MIDI and computers, which I don't know if this is supposed to be Book 1 or what. Or maybe it's supposed to be in the front of the manual. It's got questions like, what is an operating system? Or maybe, no, I suppose this probably went with all the STs. Anyway, just wanted to give you guys a quick look at this thing. If there's anything specific about the Atari ST STUDIOPAC that you want to know, just leave me a comment. Or if you know something that I don't, leave me a comment. I could go for that too. See you guys next time.